everyone, it's Femshepping again. This time I've got a retexture tutorial for you. So I'll be showing you how to do retextures in Photoshop, as that's what I use exclusively. You're also going to need the Intel TextureWorks plugin, as I use that to save the maps properly. There are other programs and plugins that you can use to do the retextures, but this is what I know, so that's what I'm going to show you. Before starting, like anything that you're going to be editing, whether it's the meshes, materials, textures, you want to back that up just to, I guess, a folder on your desktop, just in case you stuff up and hate your retexture and you want to revert back to what you had. Also, that way you don't have to keep re-downloading things just to get the textures. So there are three types of textures that I usually do. The first one being this one, so we've got the Toxic Raider pants here. Relatively easy. All I've done is just a hue and a saturation edit. No, I don't. So you can go Image, Adjustments, Hue, Saturation, change the color, desaturate it. Say if you just want it to be black. Okay. And then you can save over the original. I will show you where the file paths are in a minute, but I'll just quickly show you these types of retextures. The second one, I refer to it as a layered retexture. So we've got the Proto Vault Suit, which, as you know, is blue and yellow. So I've desaturated it, made the trim bright white. So with that, you need to duplicate the background layer, rename them, and then eventually just erase and hide the parts that you don't want. The third one, the same as the second, but I've also added a pattern there. So you can see that I've added a floral pattern that I've mirrored. And that one's pretty much the same as this one, but then you'll add a texture from an external source. I like to use free stock websites, a lot of rug websites, wallpaper websites. You can use them. Anything that's up for free use, go for it. Okay, so the original file path that you're going to be opening, let's say I'll show you how to do a Vault Suit retexture like this. So we can close these. I'm going to go File, Open As, Computer, C, Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Fallout 4, Data, Textures. So this is where all the textures from the downloaded mods that you have downloaded will be. So you want to go to Close, Vault Suit, and let's just do the plain Vault Suit. So I do already have the Proto Vault Suit replacing the normal Vault Suit texture, so this is what we'll be opening. So just do No. And as well, make sure you do open that as the Intel TextureWorks file. So here you can see that we've got just the plain colors. Over here on the layer, you want to go Duplicate Layer. Now we're going to have 4 layers. So you can keep the original layer, say that's going to be the color for the actual outfit material. Second layer, let's say that's for the trim. So you can go ahead and name that trim. Okay. Duplicate layer again. Let's say we want the leather for that one. And again, just for these little metal parts here. You don't have to rename the base layer, just always remember what you're actually using the base layer for. So we're going to do the metal parts first. No, we'll do the actual outfit first. So hide all of these because you're not using them. So for this one, let's just do some ridiculous colors. So they're not going to match, but I'm just going to show you how it works. So just to change the color, you don't want to add any extra fabric on, like the flowery stuff, to the body corset. So you just want to go Image, Adjustments, Hue, Saturation. I mean, you can use any of these. Selective color, you can just edit the blues. That's actually probably easier for things like this. Obviously with the trim and that, there isn't any blue in them, so that's not going to change. some textures you won't be able to do that because it will bleed into the other textures and you'll end up changing the colour of everything anyway. So we can go back to selective colour, go to blues, and then you can just fiddle until you get a colour you like. So I actually quite like the purple, so we're going to leave that one. Now, metal parts, you want to show that again. So see how it goes over the top? You're only editing these parts here. So let's say we want to make them silver and a little brighter. Saturation. We can turn the saturation right down. Now it's going to desaturate everything else, but that's okay because you can erase all of that so that only the metal parts are still there. So we want to go OK. Image, adjustments, brightness, contrast. Turn the brightness up. And contrast just a little bit. So now that you've done the metal parts colour, you want to go over here, eraser tool. The hard round one is pretty good. And then you just want to erase everything except those metal parts. You can zoom in and out as you please, just to make sure that you're erasing the right spot. It doesn't have to look perfect, you know, like with your lines on the outside here. As long as you've gone over the actual clothes and everything is the colour that it should be, you're fine. Alright, so you can zoom out again. Now you don't want to accidentally edit that layer, so we want to lock that layer. You can also lock the bottom layer and go onto the leather. So say we want to just make the leather black. Oops, sorry, you've got to show it first, otherwise you won't be able to do anything on it. So we go hue, saturation. See again, the leather doesn't really change much because it is dark, but let's say we just want that kind of reddy colour. Make it a little deeper. Okay. So now you want to erase everything on this layer except for the boots and the leather parts. So I'll do it, and just for the sake of time I'll skip through it. Alright, so there we are with all of the leather done. So then you can go ahead and lock that layer, and now all you've got left is the trim. So let's do that a nice silver or grey to match the parts here. And we'll desaturate first. Perfect. So again, just go ahead and erase everything except for the trim. Alright, and there you have your finished vault suit. Now you can unlock all of the pieces. And you can take a look. Now, before you save this over the original, if you're planning to do more recolors, you can always save it as a PSD to a folder of your choice. and then these layers will still be here. So then say you wanted to change the trim, leather, metal parts, completely different colours, you can all do it and you've got it all cut out already for you. So before you save it, layer, flatten image, file, save as, and just save over the original. Again, make sure you're saving as the Intel TextureWorks. Save. Yes, because we do want to replace a texture type. Now it's just colour. It'll have everything already put in there that you can save as. Don't need to touch the bitmaps, the compression, anything. Okay, and then it will save. And then you can have a look at it in game. So we'll have a look after. First, I'll show you how to do a texture that has alpha transparency. So that you can open that the same, but that saves a little bit differently. So let's find something that has. Let's go for the cutoff jacket. So no, you don't want to load the bitmaps. So these erase pieces here are the alpha transparency. You can edit it exactly the same as you've done the vault suit. So just say you want to duplicate layer. Okay. This will just be messy, but just to show you. And then just say you wanted to leave the fur, the lighter grey. Now what you have to do for this one, instead of flattened image, you need to do merge down. So when you save something with alpha transparency, you have to make sure that it says layer 0 and not background. If you save it, let's see if it will do it. The alpha will go and these white pieces will appear on your character and the alpha will look just effed. So double check, always double check. Erase pieces, layer 0. So then once you're happy with it, file, save as, save over the original, okay. Now here, texture type, you want to change that to color and alpha. Again, you can leave these, okay, and it will save over, so you can check that in game too. Alright, so here it is in game. I'm using an EMB, so you can't really see the differences because I've set it to quite desaturated, so just go ahead and press the scroll lock to disable it, and there you can see the purple. So I hope that was helpful, and as always, if you've got any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks for watching.